have two new concepts, equilateral triangles and equiangular triangles. Equilateral triangles are equiangular. So if all sides are congruent, then all angles are congruent. And equiangular triangles are also equilateral. So the converse is true. If all angles are congruent, then all sides are congruent. So if the sides are congruent, then the angles are congruent. If the angles are congruent, then the sides are congruent. Example 5 says that the measure of CBD is this whole thing right there is 130. Then what is the measure of angle BAD? BAD is this one right here. That's what we're looking for. So if the angles on this, or all sides of this triangle are congruent, which means that 180 divided by 3 equals 60. So each of these is 60, which means that 130 minus 60 equals 70. So that means that this angle right here is 70. And looking at this triangle, the second triangle, those two are the same, which means that this piece and this piece have to be the same. Let's give those 2 marks since this other one has 1 mark. Okay, so we've got those both being the same. So then we do 180 minus the 70 equals 110, and 110 divided by 2 equals 55 degrees. So the measure of angle BAD equals 55 degrees. Remember that we must talk about this angle over here as angle BAD, because if we call it A, we do not know which of those angles we're talking about. So make sure you use 3 letters to label the angle. On part B, they want to know what is the measure of angle U. Since U is all by itself over here, it's okay to use 1 letter to label it. Over here, we have to actually use the first idea that this and this are going to give these 2 angles the same measure. So 180 minus 72 equals 108, and 108 divided by 2 is 54. So this is 54 and this is 54. We can determine the measure of this angle right here by saying that 180 minus 54 equals 72. No. Working backward. 180 minus 54 is 126. So that means this piece right here is 126. And then I can do the same thing for this last one and say 180 minus 126 equals 54, and then 54 divided by 2 is 27 degrees. So this is 27 and this is 27. So the measure of angle U equals 27 degrees. Go ahead and pause your video and do the try it. Come back to check your answers when you're done. These angles are all 60 because if this is equilateral, then it's equiangular. That makes this 120 because this linear pair right here needs to add up to 180. And then I can take 180 minus the 120 and get 60. And then 60 divided by 2 equals 30. So this is 30 and this is 30. So the measure of angle PNO is this one right here. And then NOP is this one right here. And that one is 30. 30 degrees. Make sure you label degrees on there.